From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your North Coast Neighborhood Forecast.
Everything Medical has been your complete source for medical supplies since 2007. Our 10,000 square foot showroom has the largest selection of home medical equipment in the North State. We have what you need. Everything Medical, Athens Avenue, Reading.
Well, we've got quite the heat wave heading our way now. Of course, that's not for the immediate coast, right? We're going to be looking at mainly cloudy skies, some breaks in the clouds here and there over the next few days. But we do have a warming trend this week for the inland areas and for the mountains. And the big heat wave will arrive over the weekend. Now, before that gets here, let's take a look at your hour-by-hour forecast for the rest of the day and even into this evening. And for the inland areas, we'll top out somewhere in the upper 80s, mid to upper 80s for those daytime highs. And for the coast, in the low 60s. We take a look at your hour-by-hour for Trinity County. And as you can see, as we get progressively in the afternoon, right around 90 for that daytime high for some of the warmer spots for Trinity County. I want to talk to you about the fog. And you know what? Futurecast is being a little aggressive on the clearing. I don't think it's going to be completely sunny for everyone, but I think there are going to be some spots that we'll see some clearing here throughout the day today. Then we go into tomorrow morning. Once again, we're seeing that fog out there. Some of it trying to break up, but it's having a hard time. And then we go into your Wednesday morning, still seeing that fog. And again, could see a little bit of clearing for Wednesday afternoon. Bottom line, it's kind of that typical situation we see along the coast where some of us get to see some clearing for a brief period of time and then the clouds kind of roll back on in. And that's what we expect here at least through midweek, probably maybe looking at a little bit more sunshine by the end of the week. Now, again, I want to give you that reminder of the heat wave that is heading our way inland and for the mountains. Again, not necessarily for the coast. So we look at Weaverville, for example, and you see those temperatures in the low to even some mid 90s through most of the week. I mean, it's going to take a while before the heat actually gets here. It's coming in from the desert southwest where their highs in the Phoenix area are expected to be for today and tomorrow between 115 and upwards of 120. So that heat is expanding northward into our region. Now, we're not going to get as hot, but still, for Weaverville, the peak will be on Saturday with a high of 107 degrees. And I think that peak will also be for many of the inland areas like Hoopa with a high of 105 to 106 on Saturday. Now, we look at the marine alerts. No heat there, right? Cooler temperatures. But there actually is a small correct advisory that expires tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. And as you head southward here, there's a small correct advisory as well. That will expire and take a little bit longer to expire. And will expire Wednesday at 3 p.m. Now, we look at those wave heights. As we progress through tomorrow, in particular today and tomorrow, those wave heights will increase a little bit coming in from the southwest. That's why it's going to take a little bit longer for that small corrective advisory to expire into southern Humboldt County. But your marine forecast for today, winds from the north at 5 to 10 knots, waves from the north at 3 feet at 5 seconds, and from the northwest at 3 feet at 11 seconds. Notice that your low tide will be at about shortly after noon hour here. And then your high tide coming back at about 7:19 this evening. All right, here is your overall forecast across the region. Temperatures mainly in the mid 60s, give or take for us along the coast here. You start heading inland, mid to upper 80s, even warmer for most of us in Trinity County. 90 for Weaverville and Hayfork, about 83 for Trinity Center and Ruth, one of the cooler spots at about 79 degrees. Here's your 7-day outlook for many of the different areas here. Crescent City, there you can see those temperatures are going to basically be in the low to mid 60s. Getting a little bit warmer by the end of the week and through the weekend. For Hoopa, we're going to be up to about 100 degrees by Friday, and not to mention over the weekend. That will be the case for Weaverville as well. With a high of 103 Friday, there's that 107 for Saturday. Looking at your 7-day forecast for the coast, and we're going to be looking at those temperatures basically in the low to mid 60s for your daytime highs. We've got partly to mostly cloudy skies over the next 7 days.